The grass is always greener. Yes. Wow. I can't believe I didn't come up with this just 20 minutes ago. I could have fucking saved this whole fucking video. But the grass is always greener on the other side. You just don't know that it's fertilized with shit. Okay? Every industry, any job, anything that you could possibly do to make money, it is going to have its downsides. Okay? This is something that we don't like to realize, think about, or admit, but this is reality. Okay? That we can always do this. We can always look at things through rose-colored glasses. You know what I mean? What I would propose, okay, to all of you, my friends, okay, try to put just a little bit more. Just put your phone down. 5 minutes. Whenever you have these intrusive fucking thoughts, okay, like that dumb motherfucker up there. Look, whenever you have that thought, hey, it's all good, okay? But reset. Put your phone down for 5 minutes and put a little bit more brain power into it. Casual Exchanges Podcast, where most of the time we are going to try to walk through thinking about novel, everyday, normie problems. But this is going to be a lot like those super rare coffee beans that they pull out of like elephant shit. Okay, well, sometimes you get those rare coffee beans. Other times it's just a pile of elephant shit. Welcome in. Okay, I just found a few of these that I'm just so confused by. Today I fucked up by napping after taking antibiotics. Like, did you shit yourself? Is that what happened? Because if not, I'm curious. I'm curious, like, what happened? My boyfriend's eyes scare the crap out of me. I'm not sure what to do from here. Does he have fucking lizard eyes? Like, why do they scare you? The biggest changes, or the biggest like differences I notice are like eye color. Does this did this motherfucker does he have prolapsed eyes or something? Like, I'm so curious, bro. What's an addiction you have that you feel you cannot control? Don't drug test me. Obvious signs someone is pretending to be smarter than they actually are. My issue with these is that we're very quick to assign this to like other people, and we never use this kind of prompt as an opportunity to analyze our own actions. We never take this and internalize it and be like, what are some ways in which I actually kind of posture on a topic and make it seem like I know more than I do. Nobody in this fucking thread right here is doing that shit. They're all gonna be like, oh well, actually my boss does, my boss tries to use big words on me or some shit like that. It's like it's fine, but again, I feel like whatever interesting conversation there is to be had, probably not happening on this thread. These people just use it as a opportunity to talk shit. Which again, that's fine, but like be real about it. Little kids have no shame. No, they haven't developed it yet. You develop shame from people like bullying the fuck out of you, pretty much. You know what I mean? That's the only thing to develop shame. Like, again, kids would run around fucking naked if you let them. You know what I mean? Like, they don't give a fuck. Just like free as the day you came into this world. The only reason they stop is because we tell them, hey, you're fucking gross. Stop grabbing at your ass. Okay, put your clothes back on. Or you're gonna fall and scrape your shit. You know what I mean? Why were we propagandized into believing a desk job is a terrible career? This is really weird. I think, based on my observation, people get into the desk job and then they reach an inflection point where they have to decide, like, okay, do I want to work harder to move up, or do I just want to stay here? And if they just want to stay there, that's fine, but they're going to end up unsatisfied. There's no more challenge, right? Once you decide that, like, okay, this is cool, I can just keep this at maintenance, and like I won't get fired, and it'll be all good. You know what I mean? Then there's no more. There's not a ton more incentives, and there's a lot less challenge. And I feel like you end up getting less fulfillment out of it because there's no challenge. And I feel like that's where a lot of the people I see that they kind of have just that attitude, like, oh man, you know, only another 10 years to retire. You know, it's people that, frankly, like, somewhere along the way, they just kind of let their attitude get sour. They're not going to get any more promotions. You know what I mean? Because frankly, they're not working towards them, and other people are just kind of working harder, and they have convinced themselves that somehow their 9 to 5 is taking away from like other opportunities. And to that, man, in most cases, it's kind of bullshit. In my opinion, we could be doing way more. Hot take alert. Sound the alarm. In my opinion, we could be doing a lot more than just like our 9 to 5. I am going to. I mean, I'm doing this by fucking recording this right now. But also, this is something that I'm working towards in the next year or so. Is a couple of small business endeavors, because I just want to maximize all my time and effort. I want to put more time into building things and scaling things. And I'm in a good place with my 9 to 5 right now, where it doesn't suck up like a lot of energy and stuff like that. I have a lot of room for growth inside the company, but also I have a lot of room for growth outside the company. And to me, that's just, in my opinion, it's awesome, because I feel like I have the mindset for it, and I'm open minded to the opportunities. And so I think it's great. But there are absolutely other people that are just, they don't take that approach. Maybe it's just me, but growing up, I swear people would always say left and right that working a desk job or in a cubicle was a horrible, dead end, miserable career, and that if you worked a desk job, you were just a miserable person who hated your life. Honestly, I'd gladly take a desk job over my current one. You get to sit in an air conditioned room all day in your own little cubicle or wherever. I just feel like that would be nice. Cable television used to push this narrative a lot, honestly, so I blame them. Okay, well, his name is Hangry Paramedic. So is he actually a paramedic, or is this fucking bait? I don't know. If he's a paramedic, thank you for your service. We definitely need more of those. But I do think, again, circling back to my earlier conversation, this is going to be very dependent on the person. I think there are absolutely some people who are probably just better served by like trades, and there are other people who just have like the entrepreneurial spirit, who just really want to be their own boss and kind of scale things and do, fucking ADHD type shit. You know what I mean? I think there are absolutely some people who are just not cut out for like a 9 to 5 desk job. And I also think there, even for the people who are cut out for like a 9 to 5 desk job, I think there's a subset of those people who either would not be satisfied or fulfilled without scaling up into like management positions, right? To really maximize their potential. Not even necessarily like the money, but their potential, like really putting them, keeping them challenged, keeping them engaged, and things like that. So again, small subset of people that they need to do more than just that. They either need to be high level at that 9 to 5, or they need to be doing things on the side to kind of supplement that. And there's probably another subset of people who are just like fine with the 9 to 5, and they recognize that like, oh yeah, it's honest work, and it's a decent living, and it pays for all my shit, and so it's fine. And then there's the other subset of people who would just not be satisfied with anything. Right? These people that they're fucking every day. It's just like, oh man, I wish I could just hit the lottery, and I wish everything was just free, and I wish I got to fucking just sit home and smoke weed and play Xbox all day, and the government would just fucking send me money to subsidize my fucking lazy habits. You know what I mean? So I think those are kind of the how I would group people up. But yeah, it is really weird, because again, I've had a couple of different jobs. I've worked retail, I've worked operations. Now I work a corporate, like mid-level corporate job, and it's really weird that I see people complain about it. It's like, motherfucker, I used to work in a warehouse where it was like 115 degrees. I was getting 30,000 steps a day, and I used to have to work like 12-hour days, bro. Like, yo, this shit is great. Could be heaven, could be hell. It depends on how much management hassles you. Yeah, in the next comment. Isn't that every job? Yeah, I think that's very job dependent. I think you could any fucking I've had operations jobs like that. You know what I mean? I've had retail jobs like that. So it's not that's not unique to that's not unique to like a fucking corporate or a desk job. And I also think again this is something that like it requires a little bit of self-awareness to tease out, but hot take alert, not enough people stop and ask themselves like what kind of relationship they need from their team and their management. Just nobody puts any thought into this. But realistically, everybody is going to have, they're going to be on a spectrum of, either micromanagement to just, young, wild, and free. They let you do what they want. Like you're somewhere on that spectrum, and there is a point to where it's optimal for you. You know what I mean? And just to be clear, some of you motherfuckers need to be micromanaged. That's just the world. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily bad. It doesn't mean that you're dumb or you're a bad person. It just means that, hey, sometimes we need a little bit of a reminder. You know what I mean? This is actually something that's helped me in my relationship, is realizing that, like, no, sometimes I need a fucking reminder, bro. Sometimes, you know what I mean? When my girl asks me to do something, I just forget. I don't know where my brain cells went in that 5 minutes, but I didn't hear shit. Okay, and she's gonna have to tell me at least another 1 to 2 times. Okay, and I could take that and I could get mad and like, man, why are you on my ass? Blah blah blah. Or I could take a bite of that humble pie and realize like, yo, did you really tell me that shit 3 times? Fuck, my bad. All right, I'll do it right now because clearly I'm not retaining this shit. You know what I mean? Sometimes we just gotta be honest, bro. And sometimes it's not fun, but you gotta do that at work too. Sometimes maybe your boss does need to remind you about a couple of things. Maybe they do kind of need to be on your ass, especially if you're the kind of person that procrastinates. You need somebody to help you manage your fucking time. That's just reality. Like my desk job, I design and build video games. I don't know if I would admit to that right now because I feel like all the gaming communities absolutely fucking hate developers right now. Maybe I'm wrong though. Finally. Jobs suck in general. A lot of time, if you do something with purpose, it doesn't pay well. If you do a trade, then you work crazy hours and ruin your body. Then if you do a desk job, you could get good pay, but your life is meaningless and repetitive. No winning, really. Finally, a dumb motherfucker. We found one. Praise God. This just isn't true because the reality is, again, all of this is very individualistic. So who knows? Maybe this guy is just a very wonderful little unicorn, and for him, this is really true. He can't find something that really fulfills him and also pays well. Because what really fulfills him is, Swahili basket weaving, and there's just not a ton of market for that because he also lives in rural fucking Washington and nobody is willing to, ship shit from his house. Maybe all that's true. Okay? Or maybe it's bullshit. Okay? Because again, maybe what gives you purpose is really high level deals. You know what I mean? Like really high level business decisions and deals and stuff like that. And you do really good at like an equity firm. And then you're making over 6 figures. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, people derive purpose and meaning from different things, okay? So this just isn't true. This may be true for a subset of people. But there's no guarantee that you're never going to find fucking purpose in a job that pays you well. You know what I mean? For me, it's been just fine, okay? I work a desk job. I can derive some levels of fulfillment from it because I work on, different problems throughout the day. I do reporting and I work with, like, numbers and stuff like that. And I run into things that, I run into little problems and stuff like that kind of, they keep me interested for a minute. And then sometimes I get to work on larger projects, that require me to kind of figure out how things operate in a given environment. Okay, so, and again, like my job pays me enough to pay the bills and support my family. Okay, it's nothing crazy, but I live in California. It ain't cheap. Okay, so this idea that, if you get a desk job, it'll pay you good, but it's meaningless and repetitive. It's like, okay, like I guess any job is repetitive in the sense that like you go to work 5 days out of 7. You know what I mean? And then yes, I sit at a computer 5 days out of the week from 9 to 5. You know what I mean? But my job isn't repetitive. And even before I got this job and I was working customer service, that wasn't repetitive either because the issues that customers were calling me with were different every fucking day. So I don't know. This just feels like these always just feel like the most fucking cope. Like it's this one miserable fucking person trying to drag down everybody else. The grass is always greener. Yes. Wow. I could not. I can't believe I didn't come up with this just 20 minutes ago. I could have fucking saved this whole fucking video. Yes, this is something that nobody ever likes to realize. And somebody, who was it? Who was it recently? Recently, if anybody finds whoever gave this quote, let me know. But the grass is always greener on the other side. You just don't know that it's fertilized with shit. Okay? Every industry, any job, anything that you could possibly do to make money, it is going to have its downsides. Okay? This is something that we don't like to realize, think about, or admit, but this is reality. Okay? For if you are fucking, ADHD and you just got the fucking zoomies all the time, yeah, maybe a desk job isn't for you. You know what I mean? That was definitely me when I was younger, and it probably wouldn't have worked out, okay? But you can always look at, like, if you're in the trade, oh man, I wish I could sit in the fucking AC. You know what I mean? And then if you're sitting in the air conditioned office, oh man, I wish I could be out there fucking working with my hands. You know what I mean? Like, we can always do this. We can always look at things through rose-colored glasses. You know what I mean? What I would propose, okay, to all of you, my friends, okay, try to put just a little bit more. Just put your phone down. 5 minutes. Whenever you have these intrusive fucking thoughts, okay, like that dumb motherfucker up there, it was like, yeah, you're never gonna find a good fucking paying job, it's not fucking repetitive shit show that fucking is gonna suck the soul out of you. Look, whenever you have that thought, hey, it's all good, okay? But reset. Put your phone down for 5 minutes and put a little bit more brain power into it. You know what I mean? Okay, what are the ways, like, what's my best argument for this? What information and experience am I really drawing from to come to this conclusion? And once you list like 5 fucking things, because that's all you got, think about the millions of things that you haven't considered, okay? And maybe really fucking try to internalize that and be like, maybe I don't know as much on this as I thought I did. Okay? Yes, grass is always greener. And that's all, folks. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That way you can talk shit on my next video too, all right? Have fun. Let's try to do this again sometime.